Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Mr. Anger, back with you for another episode of the Mr. Anger Show. I'm redoing this video to clarify a few things because I noticed my last video that I posted I'm going to remove because it has some information that people are obviously missing, so I want to clarify things. Okay, we're going to get on topic of abortion. Abortion is a personal choice. No matter what you feel or what you think on the situation, there's rights to protect people that are for abortion. There's rights to protect people who are against abortion. And abortion is a very personal decision. That is something that we should just stay out of. Not unless we're involved directly into the situation, should we, have an opinion or ask for our opinions on this situation. Um, until you're facing that detrimental question of whether or not to have one, it's really, just an opinion on the situation, because there's a lot of factors that go into making a decision on abortion that a lot of people don't consider. Is the person ready to be a mother, or do they not want to be a mother, or what is their financial situations, and so on and so forth. Now, we do have the Hyde Law, which bars public funding to abortions, unless it is for incest, rape, or for if it's medically detrimental to the mother's health or to the child's health, or vice versa. Um, so if there's a medical problem where the mother may be lost or the baby may be lost, then abortion could be an option and public funding could be given to them. What I'm saying by denying, or what I was saying earlier, and people thought I was disregarding the Hyde Law, by saying discontinue the funding, I'm saying to stop funding to any place or practice that practices abortion. Like Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, the abortions only make up 3% of their procedures, or what they do. You can go to Planned Parenthood websites and look at where exactly the money is spent. But then again, by sending public funding to Planned Parenthood, people have misappropriated funds before, and taken an abortion, or it's been proven to have happened. The misappropriation of funds has happened. There's been plenty of court cases that have shown the misappropriation of public funding has been done before, and it's no different in any aspect or any field that the public money goes into. It's happened everywhere. Has it happened at Planned Parenthood? I can almost safely assume yes. But, we're going off assumptions here. By the time you initiate investigators to go take a look at it, you're going to pay more for the investigation than probably what you'll overturn. So it's really not worth it in the end, when we can avoid this debate and public debate and misconception, because, some people want to see public funding going to Planned Parenthood and see that they do abortions, and it's guilty by association. That's just the way of the world. So in order for everybody to protect one another, the government shouldn't give funds to places that do abortions, and that way the government stays out of the personal decision, and it is actually a personal decision, and it doesn't show that the government has a preference towards anything. It keeps everybody safe, in other words. Planned Parenthood can't be accused of misappropriating funds to, say, well, this person had an abortion, but we'll call it this procedure. That way, the government funds will cover it. That gets rid of temptation. It keeps everybody honest. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't discontinue funds to Planned Parenthood personally. I'd just make Planned Parenthood get rid of abortion, since it is only a 3% amount of what they do. It's not going to affect them in the whole overall scheme of things to stop abortions, and just send them to an abortion clinic, where people can file for the paperwork at an abortion clinic to follow the procedures under the Hyde Law to get public funding in case of those particular incidents. This way, no public funding to hospitals that do abortions either. That way, there is no guilty by association. There is no debates about the public funding. There is no, misconceptions. There is no, everybody's protected, and everybody can stay clean in the whole situation. And that's what I mean by discontinuing funds. I'm not trying to sit there and say that we actually fund abortions. No, the Hyde Law has protected that for quite some time, but then again, you know, when you're sitting here looking at you know, the misappropriation of funds and proven cases of these funds being misappropriated, then you know it's bound to happen somewhere along the line with this subject. So let's keep everybody clean and on the same playing level. And that way, the abortion clinics, if there is a case of rape or the health of the mother or the baby is in detriment, or in cases of incest, you know, they can file the necessary paperwork and get the public funding that way. And all you pro-abortion people out there who agree that people should have the rights to have abortion, I mean, nobody's disputing the rights. I mean, the rights, abortion clinics should be had because we don't want to have back alley surgeries again. We don't want people using coat hangers again. I remember when abortion clinics came out, and you know, because abortion clinics came out because the back alleys were just overrun with, you know, back alley abortion clinics. And it was dangerous for the women. So we got to make sure that, you know, at least we provide the safety and options, you know, a safe option for women who want to have this procedure because we have no say over their bodies. It is ultimately their decision, a personal decision. So once they make those decisions in those particular cases, you know, we shouldn't have any say. This keeps everybody honest and clean about things. So if you're for abortion, then donate 50 cents. I mean, take my wife, for example. She works for a company where they donate 50 cents out of their checks every 2 weeks to a fund to help out their employees in case of oh, let's say, you know, their husband loses a job and they're about to lose their vehicles and stuff like that. They can apply for it's kind of like an emergency funding, and they get, you know, a certain amount of money if they're approved, and that's just 50 cents out of every 2 weeks of paycheck. So if you're really for something, put your money where your mouth is and help people out, make it more affordable and accessible if you're pro-abortion. So, you know, there's a way to keep this out of the public spotlight and keep it to a personal decision and keep it into the personal aspect. I mean, no matter what your beliefs are on this. I mean, if you don't believe in abortion, then don't have one. It's as simple as that. Um, you know, different people will respond differently to a situation than others will. I mean, somebody may choose to, you know, a mother may choose to die and have the baby, or a person may choose to discard the baby, and I mean, and try to have another one if the baby's in detrimental health. I mean, that choice is ultimately up to them, but either choice is fine, and that's their own decisions. So we need to quit making this a public display of us versus them and just leave it be and let it be the truly personal decision that it needs to be. And people that way can make their own decisions based on their lifestyles and what's going on in their world. Uh, by discontinuing funding, well, not discontinuing funding. Well, you would discontinue funding to say, okay, well, Planned Parenthood or hospitals that are doing abortions, we're going to stop the funding until you get rid of abortions, and then recommend them to go to an abortion clinic that's down the road. Abortion clinics have stood on their own for a long time now, for decades now. So if abortion clinics need to be more accessible, then we need, you know, people, pro-abortion people need to get together and figure out how to get more facilities open and make it more accessible. Uh, if you want something, you gotta work for it. You know, it's not, everything can't just be handed to you. So, like I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is this way everybody's protected. Everybody, you know, it gets rid of the public debate, it gets rid of the misconceptions, it gets rid of the the debate of public funding, and it just makes everybody honest and it keeps everybody honest. That way, Planned Parenthood can say, "Well, we no longer do this. So if you want to do that, we recommend you to here." And the government can say, well, yeah, we do provide them funding, but we know that no funding is going to that because they don't have that no more. And I find it kind of hypocritical for a hospital to have an abortion clinic inside of it because a doctor takes an oath to save lives, to prolong lives. And abortion is completely the opposite. You know, the purpose of hospitals is to save lives, to prolong lives, and to have something in there that stops and halts life or takes life according to your personal views, that just kind of seems a little bit hypocritical in itself. So, like I said, it keeps everybody honest, and that way everybody can quit this public debate that they want to have and make it truly a personal decision for each and every person that has to consider that. I'm Mr. Anger. Thank you. Have a great day.